All right, shalom, shalom. We the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out to wake up you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans who, according to the Bible, are the true bloodline descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, contrary to popular belief, and to prophesize the downfall of America. Okay, who's also known in the scriptures as Mystery Babylon, right? That great city that is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. All right. With that, I want to say, call Law Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's all praises to the Most High in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. I'm about to just get straight to the scriptures. You hear? This is Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believe. Niggas want to joke and laugh, right? But according to the scriptures, our people are asleep. You don't even know you in captivity. You are literally a slave in America. Ain't shit funny. All right? I guarantee you, if you leave this country without a passport, they're going to bring you back in handcuffs. Is that funny? Let me say that again. For you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Right? Because evidently, y'all think y'all free. Right? You thought you was free born. Right? You're proud to be an American. Leave this country without a passport and see what happens. See if they don't bring your dumb ass back to America in chains. Right? And Paul wrote this to the Israelites that was in Rome. This was 2,000 years ago. How much more now? He was saying it was time to wake out of sleep back then. Thousands of years ago. We in 2025. If it was time to wake up back then, it's definitely time to wake up now. Like, it's more to life than just getting high and getting money and fucking bitches. You understand? Like, that's the type of things that our people value and care about. Right? Oh, I gotta get to the bag, dummy. I gotta get the bag. Justify. That's also that justification for everything. It don't matter what they do. You know how they justify it? Oh, I got the bag. Oh, they gave me a bag for it. You niggas worship money. You love money. You will turn on your brother, your mother, your father, anybody for money. Right? Let me read that again. It says Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time, you gotta know what time you living in, bro. What time are we living in? We living in the last days according to the scriptures. Right? And that knowing the time, and that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. Our people are asleep. Once again, like, did you forget how we got to America? I think our people forgot how we got to this country, bro. How did our forefathers get to America? Did they fly first class, right, on the Spirit Airlines? We came here 20 planes deep. Is that how our forefathers got to America? Or did we travel on cruise ships, right, with our feet kicked up drinking pina coladas? How did we get to America? Because the last time I checked, we was forced to come here. We was brought here on cargo slave ships, right? That history that you so-called white people want us to forget about, right? Because every time you bring it up, they try to demonize you. They try to make you feel bad, as if you're wrong for remembering your history. Yes, it's negative. Yes, it's graphic. Yes, it's bad, but they always hold us accountable of remember 9/11. Look, they got the big ass piece of metal right there. They ain't gonna never let you forget about 9/11, right? But they want you to forget about our babies being fed to alligators, right? All the hangings and lynchings, right? Burning out people on crosses, right? The buck breaking, how they raped our men in front of our women. How they raped our daughters and stole our children and sold them on auctioning blocks. That's what they want you to forget about. But no. You can remember 9/11. You can remember the Jewish Holocaust. You can remember what happened to everybody else but your people. So that's why Paul is saying what he's saying. I'm going to read it again. This is Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time, and that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than what we believe. So for all you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans who claim to believe in who the world ignorantly called Jesus, right? He's saying our salvation is nearer than what we believe. The Most High is not slack concerning his promise. The only reason why he ain't returned yet, one, prophecy got to be fulfilled, and two, he's trying to give our people a chance to repent and come back to his law, statutes, and commandments, to wake up to that true nationality, right? Because you don't find it odd that we're literally the only people who don't know who we are. See, and she mocking. She think it's a joke. She don't care. But these be the same white people y'all defend, y'all protect, y'all go to war for them. I'm talking about our people not knowing who we are. She walking past mocking. Yeah, how sad. What a bad thing. That's not funny. That's not funny. But to these so-called white people, it's a small thing. They don't care. They know you've been lied to. They're never going to tell you the truth. They know they stole everything from you. They'll never give it back. Right? They know they committed atrocities against our people. They'll never admit it and apologize. Right? But you niggas will go to bat for them, bro. How are we the only people who don't know who we are? And I'm talking about you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're running around calling yourself a color, but you claim to be intelligent, wise, God-fearing. You know so much because you can't tell a black or Latino nothing, right? You can't tell them anything. They think they know everything. Only time they believe when something is said is if it's said by somebody outside of their race. It got to be a white man. It got to be a Chinese man, an Arabic, an African, somebody that don't look like you, right? Because if they look like you, they not going to listen to you. Because our people are stiff-necked and stubborn, right? But you so smart, but you running around calling yourself black. Black is a color. I have never seen a black person in my life. White is a color. I have never seen a white person in my life. But you know who you are. Or they'll say I'm African American. That's two continents named after white people. So how are you African American? Right? But you get mad at me for bringing this out.